BeLive.tv have made an update to the way that we create broadcasts. So let's get started. Now, first thing you'll notice is that you can create a solo show, that's one person on screen, an interview, 2 people on screen, or a talk show, which is 3 people on screen. Now, they are similar, so I'm going to go with a talk show, and I'm going to create a show which is actually starting tomorrow. So, talk show, and the first thing they want is the title. Now, make the title as descriptive of the show as you can. Now, as you can see, I've got a notepad, and I've got the title already in there, so I can just copy and paste the title in. The next thing I'm being asked is where. Now, you can go on your own timeline, you can go on a page you manage, on a group you manage, on an event, okay, if you've got an event set up, or you can do testing only. Now, testing only is brilliant if you want to check your camera and microphone. It doesn't go to Facebook, and you can have as many test events as you want. They do not count if you are on the 16 shows a month. They do not count as part of your 16 shows. But I'm going to go on a page I manage. Now, you either have to be a manager or an editor of the page. So on a page I manage, I'm going to select the pages. So it goes off to Facebook and brings back a list of pages. Well, this is the Blabbing for Britain show, so it's going on the Blabbing for Britain page. Now, this is the first change. You can see there a text box. Now, this is where you can actually describe what the show is all about. Now, I've been thinking about this, and on the same notepad that I had the show title, I've written what is effectively an overview of the show. And I'm doing one for each of the shows I do every week. So I can just go to the pad, I can copy the text and just paste it in. Now, you'll see that it's taken everything, and the links, when they go through, because this text is going to go through with a post to Facebook. So the links that you put in here will go straight to Facebook. So I'm asking people to like the page, which is a small call to action, and then to watch last week's broadcast while waiting, and then obviously acknowledging that this is from BeLive.tv. Now, if you use the BeLive.tv tag, then it will get picked up by BeLive.tv, and anybody who's watching out for BeLive.tv shows. So bear that in mind. Now, you can create a scheduled broadcast, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to create a scheduled broadcast, and this broadcast is on August 3rd, and it's going to go out at 10 a.m. That's my time zone, which is the UK. Anybody seeing this will see it. It's 5 o'clock Eastern, or 5 a.m. Eastern, and 2 a.m. Pacific. So our audience is on Blabbing for Britain, generally speaking, in the UK. My email I've also got on the notepad, and I'm going to copy that in, and there. Now, you're not going to get spammed. It's just going to advise you that the show is scheduled correctly and will start at the said time. If you schedule the date and time incorrectly, then please delete or forget that one and do a correct show. Okay? There's no editing, so remember that. Double check everything. Make sure you've got the date and time right. You can add an image to the broadcast, and I'm going to add an image, and it's going off to my directory, and I've got a directory called B4B, Blabbing for Britain, and I can bring up the image from the Blabbing for Britain page, and I'm going to use that one. Okay, and that's it. So we've got a title, we've got the page, we've got the Blabbing for Britain page is the correct one. I've copied the text in, and do read it back and check for any spelling mistakes. This is going through to the post on Facebook, so you can always change it afterwards, but it's easy to get it right in the first place. It's a scheduled broadcast. It's going out on the 3rd of August at 10 a.m. There's my graphic, there's my email address. it's going to send me a message as well, so it'll be on Messenger. And now I can add branding. Now this is another change, because when I add the branding, I can add a logo. Now I could use any of the logos I've got, so those are for 3 shows, or I can add a new logo. And Blowing for Britain again, I don't actually have a formal logo, so I'm going to use a show picture instead. Okay, and that will upload. So that will appear top right hand corner of the screen when you broadcast live. Brand colors. I can select the brand colors and it shows me the ones that I've used before. Or I could select different ones. Now when you're selecting the color, just click there and it brings the colors up and you can move around until you're happy with the color. Or you can just leave it as it was, and I'm going to go back to that one. I can hide the colors preview if I want, or I can show it. So you can see that I've got a representation of the screen that's going to go out. I've got my logo top right, I've got my brand colors, and the final thing I can add is a frame. So I can have as many brand colors as I want, I can have as many logos as I want, and I can have frames. Now you can design your own, and I'll put a link to how to design your own, which is a YouTube video by Antonio, and that's very helpful. Now let's just try a few frames. So there's the first frame, second frame, third frame, and so on. We'll just cycle through the actual frames, and that one with the balloon on, and then the space one, and then the holiday mood one. Now if one of those doesn't suit, then create your own, store it on your hard drive and upload it. If however you like one of these, then just select the one that you like, and that's the one that will actually go onto the show. Now just a note, you don't have to keep the frame on during the show. You can switch it on and off. So if you've made a frame which is a marketing frame of your own with your business details, etc., then you can hide it and bring it back to the screen anytime that you want. So I've got my logo top right, I've got my brand colors, which is the color of the text that's going to appear when I put messages onto the live screen. Remember, it appears in the recording too, and I've chosen the frame that I'm going to use. So I'm going to save the branding, and that's just for this show, but it will be available in future shows. All the logos, all the brand colors, and the frames that you've been designed and you've added will be there when you come back and create your next show. So I'm going to save the branding. So that's the branding saved, and all that's left is to create the broadcast. And here we are on the broadcast screen, and the broadcast is set up and ready to go, and it's scheduled for 3rd of August at 10 o'clock, and then you get the notes as to what happens next. Now once you've created the show, as you know, you can go into the agenda and you can put in welcome to the show, and add the agenda item, and then please share, which is the call to action that you should make several times throughout the broadcast as people join you during the broadcast itself. So there's my 2 agenda items, and I can show them on screen. There we are, and I can hide them, and I can also hide the frame. That's off and on, so that's my choice. So I've got the logo top right, and then the frame if I want it, and then the text, and those are all the elements that make up the screen. Now as far as the frames go, as I said, I'll put a link to a YouTube video by Antonio, which actually tells you how to create your own frame using Google Docs and it's very simple and straightforward. Even I can use it. So that's how you create a broadcast on BeLive.tv. And if you go to the page, and I'm just going to the page now, and I go to posts, this is the Blubbing for Britain page on Facebook, and when it refreshes, you'll see there's the broadcast, and all the text that I typed in is there, and all the links that I gave are active. So my advice is that you prepare this text in advance and use it as a template for each of the shows that you do, and then when you go create a new show, just edit it. So the next time I come here, we'll be going for episode 87. That is the new way to create a broadcast. Enjoy using it, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.